Okay.
What's up?
Cthulhu Part 5. So, first things first. This is panel. It's gessoed panel. That's all this white because it's already pre-gessoed.
Right
So
on.
I don't have to gesso it. This is the type of panel because people inevitably ask me. It's in the description below too. Everything that I'm using is in the description below except for the names of the brushes because I generally have just kind of a whole bunch of generic brushes that I've gathered over years and years and years. And until I have a specific brand that I'm using, I'm not going to bother going into that in the description. I will
Don't
tell
blame
right now I'm going to just use a basic paintbrush, just a smaller one, because I don't have a big one. And because it's the biggest one that can probably fit in this.
There you go.
So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to mix what's called a wash. I'm going to use Payne's Gray. This is not golden open, but it is still golden. The only reason it's not golden open is because I got overly excited and didn't pay attention to what I was grabbing. So
Hey,
next time it'll be golden open. But
there
I'm
you
gonna do a half water, half Payne's Gray mixture. Payne's
go. Right.
Gray is a little bit tinted blue, and as you can see, it's a really dark. Yeah, right. As you can see,
Now you can see.
yeah. Except for it's not hyper focused because if I hyper focus, you won't be able to see the whole canvas. You can
Right.
anyway. So I'm warning people I'm going to have to be moving the canvas around. That's going to take some time. So I'm going to start because I want everybody to see the whole process. Also, I'm going to use, this is the stencil paper. It's graphite paper. I've got a link to graphite paper. I couldn't find a link to this exact graphite paper, but it is the exact size, 18 by 24, that this panel is. So how long will it take to do this process? I have no idea. Haven't ever done it before on film or on camera. The only thing I
No,
really did was open the paints and open the packages and stuff. Except for I didn't open the Craft Smart. Uh, I didn't open the graphite paper package because I wanted to show the package in case people were curious.
right, right.
Now, this actually came in a 6-pack of cups, which is pretty cool. The more paint you put in something
Mm-hmm.
of acrylics, the longer it takes to dry. So
All
let's
right.
see if I can get this 50-50. Oh, that's a little bit more than 50-50.
Yeah.
Can really see the blue because I can see it from the side, but can't turn it to the side right now for you guys because it'll dump.
It's kind of dark over there.
Yeah, let's see. That's a little better, I'm sure.
Yes, sir.
But it's throwing a shadow because the mic is right here.
Right on, right on.
All right. A little bit more into this mixture because we want it to be 50-50. I'm going to mix it up with this brush because this is a brush I don't care much about. Can you
The
see that,
mixer brush.
Bluetooth? What's that?
I said the mixer brush.
Yeah. I probably should have done this ahead of time too.
Eh,
Not the mixing. Getting a paper towel out so that I could wipe the brush.
well, that's part of the steps. You wanted
Wait.
to show all the steps, right?
Yeah, right. I'm showing the ripping of the paper towel.
This is the correct way to tear across the perforated lines.
Oh yeah, I didn't do that. So can you see? I don't know if you can. Whoa, I almost.
Whoa, you almost felt it.
It's really dark,
Yeah, I can see it.
but it's kind of a really dark blue.
Yeah.
It's a blue gray, but it's really dark in that aspect. I'm hoping that because it's thin, thinned, it'll apply a little bit better. And I just threw those paper towels away. The correct way of ripping off paper towels.
Very good. That was very professional, man.
Since you called me on it.
Well, you know, that's what I'm here for, right?
So I can put this cap back on. And that will actually preserve it if I wanted to. I'll see if I can get it off without breaking my nails. My nails have been super thin lately. I shake it up. Can you see that that's a dark blue now?
Yeah.
It's hard to see, right?
Yeah, I see it good now.
It's a little tinted. Yeah, and that's a yellow light, so.
I see it good.
I think I might just have trapped myself. Son of a.
Uh-oh.
I did too.
Well, you know.
There we go.
It's all part of the process.
And it's all part of my finger. And it's sticking to my finger. How the?
Yay.
All right. So I'm not happy with that. It being all over the place. The reason that I'm not happy with it is because that cap should have sealed it pretty well.
Right on.
I guess maybe it dripped down from the cap. I don't know.
That's quite possible. Quite possible. What are you doing back there? Sheesh.
More ripping a paper towel. I'm going to do that off camera so I don't knock this over. So that we don't have to start all over.
Oh, that would suck.
Well, oh, yeah. Okay. So, yay.
Yay.
Good thing I was going to put it on there anyway.
Right.
Not that way, but.
Well, you know.
So I don't want it super thick. That's why I put it on super thick.
That's just so you can spread it out, man.
Yeah, see, I don't care if there's a little bit of texture to putting it on. Because this is just toning the canvas.
Right.
And we tone the canvas so that we don't have to worry about any white showing through later on. And it definitely helps you see your values better.
Right. Take these off.
This is well conceived but poorly done.
Hey man, everybody doesn't know that. You could be like, yeah, this is how you're supposed to do it. I am a professional.
No. We want everybody to feel like that they don't have to be a professional to do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
that's like, I'm not talking to professionals. Professionals know all this stuff already. They know it better than I do.
Right.
I'm talking to people who mostly don't know how to do this or are new to the idea.
Right on.
And that's what? Wow, that's weird.
What's going on?
I'm seeing, I don't know what you call it, things. I'm
Mm.
seeing patterns
Wow.
in the in the gesso that probably wouldn't have shown up like that.
Mm. Well, you got to lay off that LSD. It kind of makes your offspring goofy looking.
Or maybe it's the Payne's Gray drying before I get the next part of it on.
That's quite possible.
It looks like it. That's one of the things that's not super important that I was telling you. That it's not very important to not worry to not get texture or not get lines or whatever. What's important is that you can see the underdrawing that you're going to stencil on top of it. So I was working from that spill, and I think that spill left rings at the edges of the spill.
Right on.
And I'm seeing some of the edges of the paintbrush strokes too. Again, though, that's okay. Just trying to coat it. I probably should have lightened it up a little bit, mixed a little bit of white in there before we mixed it, and I can actually do that if I need to. I thought perhaps that this being a glaze would dry a little bit slower because it's 50% water. Wash, not a glaze. It's a wash.
Right, right.
It is not drying slow.
No, don't look like it is, man.
One of the things I like about Golden Opens is that they're slow drying paint too.
Right on.
They're basically it's the same paint. Golden's the same paint, but they have a slow dryer, a slow retardant.
All right.
And I have a bottle that they have specifically for that, but a wash I should be able to cover the canvas with a wash before it dries, but this is drying really surprisingly fast.
Mm.
Which is a good thing for stenciling on pictures, bad thing for trying to get a nice even colored coat.
Right.
So I chose this particular Payne's Gray above burnt sienna, which next time I'll stick with my favorite burnt sienna. Because Payne's Gray usually has a nice gray tone on camera.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, I think usually people thin it down, or not thin it down, mix it down a little bit, put a little bit of
Yeah.
white to it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want it so dark I can't see the pencil lines as I'm putting them on there. That's my main concern.
Right on.
And you see what's happening there? You probably don't.
Yeah.
So what was happening there was because it's not dry and I'm trying to wipe over it some, it's actually lifting some of the paint up instead of smoothing it out.
All right. No music tonight, man?
Probably once I get going, you know what I mean?
I'm being the smart ass. I dig it.
Well, that's what I'm saying is that once I get going, then I won't be talking as much.
Right on. Right on.
You can talk.
I talk. I
The
mean,
other thing is that if you're going to do a show,
uh-huh. I gotta talk.
well, the hard thing about carrying a show like that is that you've got to talk for the whole time pretty much.
And that's why I'm just gonna do it like when I start off, it's only gonna be like 5-10 minutes here and there until, I get more content and shit.
Yeah, what?
Content, man.
Content and what?
And stuff.
All right, so I've did not bring a cup of water to rinse. So I'm going to go get some water to rinse.
All right, man.
Thinking about mixing some whites in here to lighten it up and doing the second coat.
All right.
The titanium white's pretty powerful, so off with my earphones. So I'm going to do off with the sound. Do you want me to put music on, or do you want to talk to yourself?
You can put music on. I'm not very interesting to myself. I hear me all the time.
All right, here we go. Maybe. I clicked it.
It's doing that twitchy shit again.
It's not even. There we go. It wasn't even kicked off for me. I watched the video actually, and it didn't twitch.
Huh.
So it might be just you. All right, I'll be back in a minute.
All right, dude. La, 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 la. It's a show that never ends. Yes, it goes on and on my friends. Two people started doing it, I knew where it was. Yeah. Now this is great. Pay close attention. Wow, that didn't sound good. Ah. There's some happy little trees over there. Yeah. Yeah. Whee! Thanos says only you can prevent forest fires. Wait, that's Smoking Bear. What's Thanos say? Yeah, I forgot. Ah! Marvel fans out there will get that one. It sounds like he's back. I could be wrong.
it appears to be lightening up when it dries.
Yeah, man.
You see all this?
Yeah, I was looking at that.
It's quite a bit lighter.
Very good.
I still didn't bring any water. I just went and washed my hands and washed the brush.
Damn.
I have a little bit of water, just not enough to wash this big ass brush.
Right on. Well, you know. You'll be back?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna put this up for for now. That's all I really wanted was to tone it.
Right.
It's fine once it is toned.
Yeah.
Now it's just a matter of drying. So it's a matter of waiting for it to dry. Now we've joked about it many times, but it's not really exciting to watch things dry.
Sure it is, man.
So I'm going to open this. That's upside down. Doesn't matter because I'm going to open it anyway. But so
Wait.
I'm not quite ready to put it on there yet, but I still see some wet spots.
Right.
Mostly the last ones I put on. So, the difference between choosing Payne's Gray, which is what I chose for the just joining, and using burnt sienna or raw umber or burnt umber, is that Payne's Gray is a cool color, which allows me to paint warm colors with some contrast. Exacto knife. Let's see if I can do this without going to the hospital.
You can do it.
Yeah, there's a piece of tape on this, and I've had this box for this stencil paper for probably 10 years or more. After all that, I had already gotten the tape off.
Yay! Ooh, ow. That's a nasty soft that.
What's that?
I had to kill some of that light a little bit, turn my light down a little bit because it's kind of getting blinded.
Oh yeah, that light I showed you. That's one of the really good things about it is you can adjust how bright it is.
Right.
It's still on your face and it still shows your face, but you can adjust how bright or dim or warm or cold. The cold light's usually the brightest, whitest kind of in your face lights.
Yeah.
The warm light's the softer, more comfortable, like reading lights and whatever.
Right. There's supposed to be a warm lighting setting on this, but I ain't messed with them yet.
So mine's a touch, like you touch it, or a button that's pushed in the back where you actually just click it. So
Right.
that's usually the case. Like if I want to mute my speaker without clicking on the mute button on the computer, I just tap the underside of my speaker. So while that's drying, I guess I'm going to do a really quick show you of my setup.
Woo!
To my mic. If I want to mute it,
Hi, Mike.
and then you couldn't hear me.
Very cool.
So I've got clipboard holders, other lights.
Groovy man. Oh, yeah. There's your arm.
Yeah, because I did something. I locked myself out of myself. So,
I did the same.
yeah, that, this is paintbrushes, and I don't know if that's a lower, I guess. You see different cans for different types of brushes, acrylics, oils, watercolors, inks.
Right on. Yeah.
Cool little setup with my circle templates, triangles, rulers, stuff like that. A printer and a light box. That's it for now. See if I can get this back to an optimal position. I moved it and screwed it all up. I did too. Son of a gun.
That's not it.
Yeah, I know. I know what I'm gonna have to do. I'm
Alright.
just not really looking forward to it. So I guess I'm gonna leave you for a minute to entertain because I've got to exit this camera for a minute
All right.
to fix it.
It's all part of the process.
Oh, well, maybe I guess I can do that.
That looks good.
That looks pretty much like it was at the beginning, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Almost. I think I actually had the panel just over this way a little.
Yeah, right there, you're good. You see the whole thing for the month.
Yep. Still wet right here.
Wow.
Things I do for art. It's not, well, that was a little bit, but not wet.
Right.
So, a couple of spots that are, a little bit tacky, but not really wet. That
Right.
one was a little bit wet, but it's also a little bit thick. Almost dry. Holy crap!
Wow. Wow.
So the mishaps that I went through. I printed. Okay, I took the Cthulhu to Staples to have them enlarged. I also changed them by a little bit because Dan last stream noticed that one of the tentacles, like a couple of tentacles, bothered him.
Yeah.
One of them I could see, so I made a small change that hopefully makes it more acceptable.
Right.
If not, well, it's more acceptable than me. So, unless my patron decides that it's not acceptable, then
Right.
I'm going to leave it. So, I had them darken it and enlarge it to 11 by 17. Obviously,
Okay.
it's not going to fill an entire 11 by 17,
Right.
but
Right.
it brings him up to size so that I can do quite a lot with him filling the canvas.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I got this.
Oh, groovy.
Yeah, except for this is all black. Where's the tentacles? What's going on with the tentacles in there?
Oh, damn.
This is way darker. It looks lighter on this, but it's not really.
All right.
So I had to go back today. the kid did this. I asked him to enlarge it, gave him the original. He's like, "You want this done in the next hour?" I'm like, Yeah, I'm just enlarging a black and white copy, right?
Right. Yeah.
So he's he's a new kid. He tells me I haven't been doing this very long, which I could tell already.
Right on.
But he couldn't figure out how to transfer the image once it was scanned on to the main computer, so that he could redistribute it out to something useful.
Oh wow.
And he called his supervisor over, and his supervisor couldn't. The two people I normally deal with had left for the day.
Oh wow.
So I figured I'd go in earlier today and catch them. And they weren't there. That kid was there. And I'm like, you remember me? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, this is too dark. And he's like, okay. And he's like, you got the original with you? I'm like, yeah, because, you couldn't just lighten a copy up.
Right. Do your job.
So he's scanning it on, and I'm like, did you figure out how to send it to the other one? And he's like, yeah, but I forgot. And then he's like, but I did learn that I didn't need to. I could do it all from this. So now I have this one.
Better.
It's the same size, but I can see what's going on.
Did you pat him on the head?
And one of the changes I made was this tentacle originally in the drawing was just here. And Dan pointed out that this tentacle was really big compared to that one.
Right.
And I was like, you don't know from which part of his head those tentacles are coming from.
Right.
Nor, if there's smaller ones on the outside or whatever. There's two longer ones that comes around his head.
Yeah.
So I felt fairly comfortable with just taking it and looping it up a little bit behind here.
All right.
So that it looks like it's coming over here. It doesn't add a whole lot to it, but it adds more length than right from here.
Hey man, I gotta go take this dog out real quick. All right, I'll be right back. Sorry about that. He's dancing around and whining.
That's what they do when they have to go out.
Yes, sir. I'll be back.
I'm gonna prep this to stencil it. I think we're almost dry enough.
All right.
Except for that spot, apparently. Originally, I planned on this going vertical. Now I'm wondering if it might not be better horizontal. Anybody got any thoughts? Oh, that's why. This is graphite paper. This is a wax sod. Obviously, the other side will be the graphite side. The graphite side goes face down. A little bit of painter's tape. You don't want anything to commit too much. Now it's deciding where I'm going to lay it out. Cthulhu is the centerpiece, so but we don't want him exactly in the center. It's more interesting to the eye if he's off to the side a little bit. Need room for a moon to go in, which I think that's going to go over here. Might have to go a little bit higher. She's definitely got to go in here. So these are copies. I told everybody I was going to manipulate them before. So originally I didn't plan on using this big of a panel because this is not the first painting I have done for this. Wanted to make them sort of a triptych. But I think there's got to be one centerpiece, you know? And this one is my favorite of them, so I stand the reason that that would be the one.
And I'm black. I'm back. Did you miss me, man?
As per usual.
Lightning effects in the background. You like that? That was pretty groovy, huh?
I've decided to go horizontal instead of vertical with this.
All right. There you go.
And right now I'm just checking out the placement. Those troublesome fingers disappeared. Which they shouldn't have, but now the question is, where's the placement perfect? Vertically, she would have been fine to be
La, 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 la.
Yeah, everybody wanted the full-length gig, so this is granting wishes. This pen
You're a genie?
is dried up, but it's irrelevant for what I need it for. I need the tip so that I can create pressure on where I want to stencil.
Ah, very smart.
So it doesn't need to write, for all those who didn't know. It just needs to be able to press down a very accurate point on the image.
Well, that's kind of depressing.
Oh,
Yeah,
dad joke alert.
Well, you know, I can't help it. You know my mom. I know your mom. You know, well knew. We knew our mothers.
New. Yeah, right? I want to place her head right like she's raising him up. But her
It
head
looks like
is...
she's raising him all right. But
Yeah, right. It doesn't quite have the effect I was going for.
well, you know, maybe to the non-perverted mind.
Yeah, right.
I've never been one to think PG. Just can't do it.
That's why I'm trying to decide if I want her more in the center, so it's obviously not there. And also because the firelight's supposed to be coming from behind, how much of her disappears. I've let this be a lesson to everyone who's doing this. I think I'm going to go with this.
Alright.
Because I can fade the firelight out a little bit with him showing up through it. The more stuff that you have to go through, like right now I'm actually going through the tape that's holding it on, the harder you have to push.
Right.
The good thing is that I've made all the basic necessity decisions
Round.
when I was drawing them.
Come on. There we go.
That's what I thought. I'm blocking my own life.
You my blocker.
Well, it was so that I could show you the mixing of the paint.
Right. Got you, man. What do you think of my desk setup, man?
I guess I'm going to have to watch it after the video.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, everybody out there in YouTube land. This is my desk. Ooh.
Almost an hour in, and
Well,
mostly what we got is
this is not my mic. What the hell?
the canvas tone, not canvas panel.
Right. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, because my camera went out for some stupid reason. Come on, camera. Don't do this to me. Damn it. Ah. Hang on 1 second.
No, just come back when you're ready.
Oh, I see what happened. Ta-da! And I'm back to let you know I can really shake him down.
So apparently this pen does have a little bit of life left in it. Now, you could tape this down.
Yeah.
I'm choosing to hold it because, actually, because I was going to move Cthulhu out the way. I don't want to. Worry too much about whether he slides or not. And I'm holding her down so that I can slide Cthulhu under after,
Right.
instead of having him have to be in a certain position.
You got it. Now it's too high. Come on. Get back where you were. You were fine. Okay. God, you have it. How you doing?
Oh crap.
What's up?
I just moved the whole pattern, so that is the thing you don't want to do.
Right on.
Shit. Fortunately, it's painter's tape, so it's not ripping everything.
Right. Easy on, easy off.
Unfortunately, I got to figure out how to mask something up that I can't see.
Right.
This is why you do tape this kind of stuff down,
Yeah.
so that this don't happen. Ah. Well, the good thing is that since this did happen, I can show a way out of it.
I'm gonna go grab a drink. Be right back. I'm gonna leave the camera and everything on. So.
I've smarted myself.
Hooray! I've returned again. Just call me the Vanishing Man. Did I miss anything good?
No. I don't think so.
Oh, well, yeah.
We'll have to see after I'm done this with this part and lift it up.
Fingers crossed, dude.
Oh,
What's up?
holy crap.
What happened? What happened, man? None.
Runs a little bit off.
Nothing you can't fix, right? You gotta stay positive, man. Hey, I'm gonna be here, but I'm gonna mute my mic so I can call Leah real quick. Word. What's up? He was busy. Yeah. Yeah. It's a little bring him on. Ah, little bring him on. Dude, my e-bike's coming home. Oh yeah. I'm excited to say that. Can you hear me? Hello? Hey, Rich.
Yeah, my mic was turned off.
Oh, okay. My
I
bad.
don't know why it was. I don't remember bumping it.
Mm.
So what I did was lifted up the graphite paper, and I've got a extra black pencil.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I have enough information drawn on that I could come back to it. I don't even know if you can actually see what I've got, so I think it's probably pretty light.
Yeah. I mean, I can see where you drew darker, like over in the corner, or autumn.
Yeah, all this other is really darker anyway.
Yeah.
What I did was I drew on with a pencil, like a regular HB pencil, and then I came back through to darken
All right.
it. I'm probably going to do this through the whole thing now. And this is, it wasn't supposed to be this way actually. It was just supposed to be some white lines, but everything kept sliding. I think I'm going to have to tape everything else down, but like I said, I couldn't really tape her down because I had to slide Cthulhu behind her.
Right on.
So she's going to by necessity make some changes here. All right, I guess I can see enough of her.
Yeah, man.
And I'll always have the original for reference.
Right.
And I'm mainly just laying this stuff down so I don't lose it.
Ooh. Boy, the chat's pretty quiet. I ain't seen nobody.
My guess is they're watching in the background. All right. Now I'll just tape the whole Cthulhu in place. Because we don't want any more accidents like that.
Hell no, especially not with that big piece right there.
I should have done this from the outset, but like I said, I wanted to slide him underneath of her so that I wouldn't lose her. So what I'm going to do now is I'll stencil everything on him except for like the bottom section of his abs, and then I'll just draw that in.
All right. So you're just getting a layout tonight? Is that what you said?
Well, yeah, I'm just doing the figures to get them there. That's the
Right.
underdrawing.
Okay.
I'm going to have this lighting scenario for her next time too, which is something I wasn't really thinking, but I may end up not even doing the cliffs tonight.
All right.
Moon, wings. Because it's really important to get these on here.
Right on.
This is basically the composition. This is where your eyes are going to move from and to.
Mm-hmm.
What am I hearing?
My lightsaber. I turned it on in the background. I thought the noise would stop after a little while. It ain't. I'm gonna go shut it off. It's annoying.
All right. Who will be last?
For my Halloween costume. I'm gonna be Moo Vader, the Dairy Sith.
But death move.
Yeah, man. Choke on my udders, fucker. I cursed.
Usually it's better when stenciling on something that you can't see
Yeah,
to follow one line all the way.
right.
Like this line overlaps, so I can start with this one.
Yeah. I gotta download that OBS.
Yeah, it's a free download.
Very good.
Actually, I think if you just go to obs.com. If you're gonna download OBS, you probably want to go to Video Ninja, VDO Ninja.
All right.
That allows you to import guests' cameras,
Okay.
but you have to manually do it for each one.
Right.
You can't do like I'm doing. You can't just click it and bang, it's there. You have to set up their camera. You have to set up their microphone. And I think the microphone is electron capture.
Okay.
That's ELECTRON capture.
All right. I'll probably have you text it to me later. That way I could just like open it up and be like, oh, that's it. Okay.
Yeah, or you could actually watch this video.
That too.
I'll probably you can have me text it to you later too.
Thanks, man.
So something I did not do with the female figure is to go through and do where it was silhouette versus light. I'll go back through and do that later on. And all these markings are subject to change due to the lighting scheme. That's something, changes that you make as an artist by feel.
Right.
Because what I think is appropriate to the lighting scheme, you may not.
Right.
You may have a different plan, or it may work out to be a better idea than mine. But it will be better for you because you'll be comfortable with it and know it.
Well, art's supposed to be about personal perception anyway, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons that I'm saying that, is that nobody should look at what I'm doing and say that's the way it has to be, because there's so many different ways to get an effect, or you may not think that's the right effect for that thing. But if you want to get that effect and don't know how to get that effect, I can give you something to work with.
Right.
Which is what my basic goal is. Like everyone's going to have a different vision. None of them are right or wrong. They're all different. The only question of right or wrong is if it turns out the way that you intended to turn out, or if you make do, you know. If you make do, then you didn't do something right because it wasn't what you intended to do.
Right.
And that's the whole thing, is you should be able to do what you intend to do. For those who don't know me, I usually put an X in an area that's either going to be all black or darker than the rest.
Right. Okay.
It helps me when I'm looking at all these just lines later on to determine what they look like.
Very groovy.
It's a neat little trick. It's also a comic book trick. In comic books, that's how you spot blacks.
All right.
You maybe sketch an area in and put an X in it, or you'll just fill an area with little X's that, basically gives the inker the idea that that's black, or black and white with stars. A lot of inkers will find those blacks and start with that. And then they work the gradients. But as with everything in art, it depends on the inker.
Right.
I don't know how much you can see of what I'm doing, but also, once you do a screw up on camera, like I did, your hands tend to get a little sweaty.
Right.
I don't want that effect of graphite paper on it.
Right. You used to do that when you were stenciling out tattoos and stuff too.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a holdover. Like, I stencil tattoos the same way I stencil these patterns because they are methods to help me realize, like, the lines I just did, they're striation lines, or they're lines to mark a gradation instead of just the solids.
All right.
I don't usually outline the area that I do the gradation in,
All right.
although I do a gradation at the end of some spotted blacks, or beginning.
Right. Right.
I don't want to outline that because I don't want to confuse myself later on that those are blacks instead of gradations.
Right. Right. Now, do you feel any texture from the wash you put on?
What's that?
Do you feel any texture from the wash you put on when you're stenciling?
No,
Okay.
because I didn't texture it. It's a wash is a very thin version.
Right.
It looks like there's textures because it goes over each other. It'll darken when it goes over. If I swipe something that's not dry, it will lift it a little.
Right.
Or if it's something that's a little bit more dry than something else, it'll darken it. But it doesn't actually add that texture. It's really soft because the gesso is soft underneath.
Okay.
Good question, though. Now, I could texture it. I could actually paint it instead of washing it. But the wash, I didn't want it to be super thick because I knew I was going to be doing a pattern like this,
Right. Right.
and I want to be able to see it later without actually having to go over it and do blacks or something. Like I could go back over this and just use alcohol inks or whatever, and then just let them dry.
Right.
But that's a harder process to cover up with the acrylic paints because a lot of these acrylics are not opaque. They're semi-transparent.
Okay. All right.
And you layer them up, and every time you thin them, you make them less transparent or more transparent,
Right.
not less. That wouldn't even be logical. I'm going to try to move my drinks and stuff out of the way because I've got to get this guy so that I can reach him.
All right.
Contemplating whether or not I want to just turn him upside down or not. Doesn't matter for this part of the process.
Right.
Like I don't think I can lean it on my lap and have you guys see it as well.
No, I don't think
So
that would.
2 of the 4 figures are done. Well, mostly done. That would make the halfway point. So I can do this either. Can you see that? There,
I can
right?
see half of them.
Yeah, that's the windowsill. I can't get that further, so
Right.
maybe.
All right, I see them now. The whole
I don't
thing.
know if you'll be able to see me while I'm working on them, but I'm gonna try.
True that.
Cthulhu is gonna be the pain, but you know that's the point.
Right. You're the vocal point, pretty much. So.
I just have to remind myself when I get started on Cthulhu that the bottom abs are either going to just be very lightly shaded or I'm going to draw them in later. Damn it.
Hey, it's Brett. Smack it up, flip it, rub it down. Oh no. Okay. Smack it up, flip it, rub it down. No. Got a little carried away. I like to make helpful suggestions. Oh, that's your fan, ain't it?
What?
That's your fan, ain't it?
My fan?
The one that's Brett Booher?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, that dude's masking himself as David Finch.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Sorry, Brett.
Brett is my friend.
Yeah, yeah.
He is also a writer.
Really?
He's the one who, with his kid, is going to do the puppet show.
Oh, yeah. All right. He's laughing.
What? Oh,
Yeah. I get confused.
yeah, you'll figure it out sooner or later. Brett and Dan and Jake and Mark. Brett,
Bobby, Ricky, and Mike.
Brett, Jake, and Mark are all part of my writers group also.
All right.
And Jake and Mark are brothers. I posed the question when you were gone
What was it?
to everyone whether or not I should do this horizontal like I'm doing or the vertical like the original plan was. Nobody responded. So I don't
I
think
like the way
anybody's
you're doing it now.
really watching. Huh?
I think it looks. It's got a better outcome this way. It's more spread out.
It is, and it gives me a little bit more. vastness, the idea of space. One of the things I think I was telling you before, one of the things that my patron wanted out of the Cthulhu designs originally was to get an idea of scale.
Yeah.
And this guy could be a little bit smaller, but with vertical, I think he would feel much closer to the other guy's size. And the girl's closer, so she needs to be taller.
Well.
The other guy's a little bit closer to this guy, so he needs to be bigger, more detailed. This guy was actually only meant to be an impression in the beginning.
Right.
And he might go much more back towards that in the painting also. I wanted to give the idea that these priests have some depth to them.
Right.
And they're not just they're not just yard gnomes.
Right. Yeah. Let's keep them comments coming, man. Come on, viewers. Anybody out there, just pop in and say hey, or set that back up for, anything. Well, almost anything. You gotta keep it people touchy. See, me personally, I would get confused and forget where I was. Be like,
Well, the pen's actually drawing now.
all right.
So I can see a little bit of blue on top of the black.
Oh, all right. That makes it easier.
Still, there is a lot of stuff. But like I said, this guy, actually, I'm going to simplify him anyway.
Okay.
So if I forget a little bit here and there, it'll just go towards simplifying him. Like I moved this shadow.
Right on.
And I'm going to move it over this way too. Because I want to give the idea that much more of it disappears from the firelight as it goes up. And that's that spotted black. So this is all going to be black.
All right.
And there's going to be the moonlight coming from this side, but I still want to have a very powerful firelight, so I'm still simplifying. And originally this wasn't a robe, this was a sheet, so I have to make those adjustments too.
Right on.
Fortunately. Actually, this might really have to be mostly black because it's in the shadow of his hood. That was one of the things I spent some time trying to figure out when I was drawing him.
Right.
Because a lot of this is going to have to be mostly shadow.
Right. Won't you have the shadow of Cthulhu also kind of casting on him a little bit?
No.
All right.
I want them to look like they're kind of surrounding him. You know what I mean? Like he's coming up in the midst of them.
Right on.
But Cthulhu has firelight in front of him and underneath of him. So that's the light that you're seeing here.
Okay.
The light that's coming up here, that's the firelight. The light that's coming here, that's the moonlight. I may end up actually having to reconfigure this a little bit and shadow this side. But for right now, I need to get the figure laid out and the folds laid out. Probably, logically, I am going to have to do that if it's going to be black on this side more. But it still works. Like I just have to darken this a little bit more over here and over here. Fortunately, the moonlight can be kind of giving him rim light all the way around. And I want the firelight to come all the way up here. So, I don't know. We'll see. It's very fortunate that I really planned for this guy to be more vague.
Right.
The most important things that I wanted to get out of this guy is the hands, so that they look like hands, the right proportion, so the cloaks I can play with pretty much. I was going to have him set a little bit behind Cthulhu, which is why the flames are coming up this way.
Yeah.
So that might still work because this flap can be causing some shadow. Fortunately, I can play around with it.
Right.
So now it's Cthulhu.
Bring the pain.
Now, it's interesting since I can look at it all upside down. pretty much blasted all my social media outlets that I was going to be doing this tonight.
Right.
I think we have less viewers. I don't know how that works, but okay. You had to go and say something about you'd get lost, so now I got lost.
Sorry.
I don't know. I don't know if I just double line that because I traced over it twice, or if that was just a trick of seeing the sketch lines darkened up. The rule with tattooing has always been bottom to top, right to left,
Right.
so that you don't wipe off what you haven't gotten to yet. I'm gonna try to stay a little bit similar in theory, but the theory now is to do this piece, this piece, this piece, you know what I mean?
Do it in sections.
And then move it. Yeah, so like on every section that's a complete section will be done.
Yeah.
That's the idea.
All right. I can dig it.
Yeah, I'm sending you oil pastels. I forgot to send them out today. We didn't go to any store to package it. But Amanda did mail something out today, and
Oh, all right. Groovy.
so tomorrow, hopefully, I've got a lot of things going on tomorrow. I've got a doctor's appointment in the morning. She's got a doctor's appointment in the afternoon. We're going to try to get Eli in to see our doctor.
Yeah, is he running a fever and stuff, or is he just...
I don't know if he's running a fever. He didn't feel feverish to me, but his eyes look very sluggish,
All right.
and his favorite thing to eat is chicken nuggets and macaroni and cheese,
Yeah.
or chicken nuggets and French fries. And Amanda made him chicken nuggets and macaroni and cheese, and he didn't even take a bite of the macaroni. I mean, like, he picked it up towards his mouth and then just put it back down.
No, man.
And it looked like he was trying to appease her
Right. Okay.
because he didn't want to put it back down until we told him he could.
Yeah. Yeah. Hail Satan. I heard her voice in the background.
Oh, you said "Hail Satan." He heard your voice in the background. I didn't even hear her voice in the background, so. Of course, I've got the earphones on. I can hear music. I can hear you. I can hear my voice echoing.
Right. No, I haven't changed. Hello.
No, he hasn't changed.
That was on me too.
Yeah, I still gotta finish this one. This is actually the last figure. Yeah, she's reminding me that I have a doctor's appointment in the morning. Ironically, she didn't hear that I had just told you that.
Well, you know, hey, at least she's thinking about you, man. You know? That's a good thing.
Right, this is a new doctor. It's a endocrinologist,
Which is,
diabetes.
oh, okay. All right.
I had an endocrinologist in Saco or South Portland or Scarborough or something, but I didn't want to get up at like 7 o'clock to ride down there to go in early.
Right.
So they opened an office, the same endocrinologist opened an office here,
Very cool.
and tomorrow is my visit with them for the first time. So it's kind of an introduction. I'm actually not too worried about it. I need a refill of needle tips for my pens.
Okay.
It's I have insulin pens, but I've been pretty good actually as far as how my blood sugar's been doing. It's funny, I've been taking like one less shot than I'm supposed to, but I've been a lot more active.
All right. That's a good thing, man.
Well, I've tried to be active, especially with the heart issues. Because it strengthens your heart, you know.
Right.
So I have been trying to be as healthy as I can. She's been calorie counting, so she lost a bunch of weight.
Cool. Very good. Never
And
hurt.
I put some on when I had my implant surgery,
All right.
which is defibrillator pacemaker.
Okay.
But I couldn't exercise with my arms, which is aerobics are either your upper arms, your core, or your lower or your upper legs.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't do that because I couldn't move my arms for 3 weeks or 6 weeks. 6 weeks? 3 months. It's really weird.
Huh.
But at the same time, I had diabetic calluses form on my feet. And if I'd have kept walking with those calluses, I would have needed surgery on my feet. And I'm like, no, I'm not going through another surgery. like I've just been through a bunch of surgical crap. I'm not jumping on the bandwagon for more. So I couldn't walk until I had these special shoes made that had soles that were fit specifically to my feet so that they wouldn't callus up, right?
Right.
Well, it took them 3 months to make the shoes, right? And then they say, come in for a fitting.
Mm.
And I was like, finally, I can start walking, you know? Because I
Right.
was starting to feel pretty crappy from not walking. But I put on weight because I couldn't walk, you know? So I go in, and as I'm in the office, she's like, oh, we tried to call you a couple of minutes ago. The shoes aren't in.
What?
So I'm like, what? Why did you call me to come get them fit and set up appointments? Like, and it was like a couple of weeks after that 3-month period that they set up the appointment. So I had to wait a couple of more weeks.
Damn. That's crazy.
Yep. So I ended up being almost 4 months without any hard exercise. Something I desperately need to keep up on.
Right.
And when I started walking, it was like I started all over again. Like the same amount of energy to build up, the same amount of leg strength to build up. I was unimpressed.
Unimpressed?
Yeah, unimpressed.
Mm.
I'm trying to stay polite about it.
Right, right. I got you. Too bad you don't got one of them buttons where you can beep out like. Yeah, what's up, beep?
Yeah, I think everybody knows what I mean
Yep.
by unimpressed.
Yes.
I'm sure you do.
Yes. All right. I'll go use both for him. I'll be back. We're ready. Oh crap. Let me do this real quick here. Get on. All right. I'll be right back. Didn't want to give you a heart attack.
I was just gonna say, I'm glad you didn't startle me.
Yeah, I figured you were in a crucial spot, so I'd whisper, you know.
So that can be funky also.
Well, yeah, I guess you're right. What the hell? Paranormal ship? What the hell? Yeah.
When you're supposed to get your e-bike.
Tomorrow. Hopefully it gets here early so I can put it together and go for a ride. Thing will do 32 miles an hour, man. It's got a up to 90-mile radius on the battery charge. I think it's 40 miles just using the throttle, but with pedal assist, it's up to 90. I'll send you a picture of it once I get it all together. Why are you pointing at the wall?
What?
I'm talking to my camera. I know.
As long as you don't expect it to answer you.
No. See, it did the same thing it did last time, man.
What's that?
The first half of the show, I was hearing the music all choppy and stuff. But now I can hear it perfect. It's fun. Weird, huh?
No.
I'm surprised it took them this long to notice it. I'm sitting here jamming out to music, and I'm like, wait a minute. I'm hearing it correctly. What? Oh, wait. I never claimed to be quick.
Right?
Oh, shoot. Bang, bang, bang. Bang, 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 bang.
One earphone ditched.
What's that?
One earphone ditched.
Mm-hmm.
One popped out.
Wow. That's what she said. You know, when she was talking about these.
She's talking about what?
Talking about these.
These?
These nuts.
Oh.
I didn't do it. It was battling up. Can you find it in your heart to forgive me?
At first I thought you said when she was talking about teeth. I was like, hillbilly woman.
Hey man, look. One of my teeth came out. What? I ain't no hillbilly.
What?
I got this.
I didn't think you were. I didn't think you were talking about your teeth popping out.
Oh.
Like
What?
that's what she said when her teeth popped out.
Uh-huh. It'd be like, that's what she said. You remember when we were little
I do.
and we went into Mr. J's? Was it Mr. J's or was it? What was it? Anyway, we went up to that old couple at the table.
Oh, that was it wasn't Mr. J's. Mr. J's was in Niles. It was in I don't remember what it's called. It's in Buchanan.
Right. We were like, why don't you try our new polygraph? I'm gonna tell your parents. I'm gonna call your mother. Good time. Good time. Yes, folks, believe it or not, we were rotten little bastards.
He says that as if it's ancient history.
Shh. Stop trying to blow up my spot, Rich. Very good. It's my child. Let's see what she has to say, shall we? All right, I'm gonna give her a call again, dude. I'll be right back. I shall return.
Well, I guess I was done with that paper anyway, but I usually don't like to close the options off.
I'm back. I'm back.
I know.
Okay. Aaliyah said hi. So, hi.
Cool.
Yeah. She's playing Fortnite. Probably she better get her ass to bed. She got work this morning.
Moment of truth.
Drum roll? You want a drum roll?
And I'm gonna have to actually hold off on doing the moon and wings and stuff until next time.
Okay. Holiday Thursday night, right?
I think so. We were going to go to Boston either on Thursday or Friday, but with Eli being sick and the situation being as it is,
Right on.
we also had to order heat. We thought we could make it because it was warmed up, but it was faking us out. Well, for better or worse, what I've got is what I've got now.
All right.
I'm going to go over and smooth stuff out with that dark pencil, I think. Just to clarify anything that needs to be clarified, and to darken if anything needs to be darkened. I still have to throw the shadow of the silhouette inside of her on there, but the moon will be nothing spectacular. I've got a circle template, or I've got a lid to use that I can throw the moon in with. I think I want to throw the wings in first.
Right.
So I think I've got a lot more room doing it this way.
Oh yeah, it gives you,
To do more of the wings. I don't think I'm gonna do any of them with the entire wings on unless they're folded up, but his position, what he's doing in this picture, I don't think the wings would look right just folded up, you know, so.
no, that would have to be like spread.
And that's what I was thinking. But spread, they might run off the page or whatever, but I think
Yeah.
it'll still have that dramatic effect.
I agree.
I am definitely going to have to go over some of this with pencil, because some of the middle of Cthulhu's face is in the middle of some of the darker blue, darker Payne's gray spots.
All right. Well, at least you got the guides, though, right?
Well, yeah, that's the whole point of what I was just doing.
Yeah.
It's all laid out. It's just that I'm going to have to, well, in the daytime when I get sunlight in, that's the optimal, because that actually shows every little thing.
Right.
But go over it with a darker pencil. And you'll be able to see more. See, I can see a lot of that.
Yeah.
You probably can't see a whole lot of it. You might be able to see some of it.
Oh, I can see a lot of it. Definitely. Heck yeah, man.
He definitely needs darkened, but actually I stopped lining the abdomen right where her hands were, so that was a lucky guess.
Right. Hey, man.
I can see the characters. She's the most potent character, but that's because I've lined her already in that dark. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm probably not gonna do that on screen. Even though everybody's like they want to see every part of the progress. This is basically I'm just darkening what's there, so they see how that came to be. So I don't think I need to do every little bit of the darkening on the stream. So. And I can kick back on the couch or something and darken this at a different angle where I'm not worried about showing the angles off. But
Right.
but I definitely will show placing the wings, or I don't know, like the wings might still just be kind of hinted at because I've got to do the cliff edges too. So I got one character here, and one character here. So the eye moves around. He's in the center. His wing can go over here. And I want some of the cliff there. And he's turned at a little bit of an angle. So if I get one here, then the other one goes spread out there. I have to leave room for the moon. So that's a little bit of the figuring out process.
Right on.
I'm going to enlarge the screen for a second for me. So yeah, you can see this guy. You can barely see this guy. You can see a little bit of his robes. You can see Cthulhu's abs right here. You can't see me mousing over, can you? Cthulhu's abs, hands. I think it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
As far as positioning wise, I need to darken a lot of this stuff up. But I want to darken it up like this. This actually shows up on the screen better than it does for me. This one.
Right.
But I can see at an angle these guys a lot better. 2.5 hours. So the board's toned, the figures are placed. What I need to do is do a little bit of the cliff sides. We're not going to see what she's standing on. She disappears there.
Right.
But it's necessary for Cthulhu to take center stage.
Definitely.
We'll see a little bit of a cliff side here, a little bit here. And then after I've got that in, then I can throw the wings in and figure out where I'm going to put the moon. I don't want to do a little tiny moon. You know what I mean?
All right.
So, I don't know. But that's pretty much it for the night.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to call that. Anyone that watched the whole time, thanks for watching the whole time. Looks like one person did. Thanks for co-hosting with me as usual.
Hey, man. I'm here.
Everyone that likes watching this process happen, give me a like and a subscribe. Hit the alerts if you want to. Hit the bell for one, that's right. You're pointing. I can't see any of it either because I'm not on Facebook. Not looking at it on Facebook. All right, so have a good night, everybody.
Peace, guys.
And we'll see you Thursday, probably 8:15, to start finishing this up.
Can I plug myself real quick?
Sure, plug yourself.
All right.
Don't
hey,
plug
guys.
yourself on screen.
Keep an eye out for Just Mo Show. It should be coming in soon. I'll be the host. Mo Sutter Smoking. All right. Thanks, Rich. Appreciate it.
All right. Hang out for a minute. I'm going to end this broadcast. Have a good night, everyone.
Good night.